Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, what happened last time?
Last time, we started investigating what's going on with the whole Colseer thing in the Obsidian City, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Went and talked to the Moon Spears to see if... Was that a signal for me to stop talking?
No, I was suggesting nothing. Nothing to worry about. It's nothing.
Fair
The
enough.
blah, blah, blah of it all.
We went and talked to the Moon Spears to see if anybody from their tribe or tangential to their tribe had seen anything interesting going on in the jungle and to keep an eye out, and also kind of made sure if we need help that they would be willing to offer help. Went and talked to Golranak at the Tensarushime about Colseer in the Obsidian City, got some more intel, and we kind of realized that there is a source of intelligence that we have at our disposal, and none of us really wanted to make use of it, but we just didn't know what else would be timely. And so with much reluctance and grumpiness, we brought back Tommel.
Yeah.
So, and even more
Yes,
annoyingly, the
you
reincarnate spell didn't even make him like a gnome or something.
It's true. The dice were not in a jokey mood.
I was hoping it was going to be everything everywhere all at once, and he was going to be a rock with subtitles. That would have been great.
Yeah. So, 2 days later,
What?
Huh? Oh, pause. Pause. Cast
You're
silvery
deep in
barbs
the
on him,
jungle.
Eric.
you're deep in the jungles. We'll figure out what Tommel said
Right.
to lead you here later on.
Yes, yeah.
Tarantino's directing this episode.
This is
gonna
called
be
in
terrible.
media res.
No. Yes. Okay. So, yes, Tommel sits up, lurches, grasps the sides of the cot that he is suspended on over the bottomless pit, and immediately vines burst from the cot, grab Tommel, and lash him to the cot. And Ezri sort of looks around. That was right? That was the one. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Nailed it, buddy.
Good call.
Okay, we've done it. Hope we don't regret it.
Too late.
Yeah, we got a quick solution if we do.
Pug already has the axe, and so he takes the Vorpal sword and dramatically draws it across the blade so that it has green flame blade on it as well.
Hey, Tommel.
Where am I?
I don't think you need to worry about that right now. You're back in the land of the living. You're welcome.
For now.
True.
What is this?
This is, I think, what they call an interrogation. Questioning.
It's where you don't ask questions.
So, what brings you to Stormreach?
That's right. Stormreach. So, somewhere in your school.
Maybe. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in Stormreach. You should know. Built on ruins. The only thing you need to be worried about is that what's directly beneath you is a pit that, insofar as we can tell, doesn't have a bottom. So, if and when you find it, it'll go poorly.
It's rather dark for you, isn't it?
I'm tired, and also you really stepped over a line this past time. So I'm kind of done being the voice of morality when it comes to who we do and do not kill. Especially since your actions cost me my life and I had to be brought back. So maybe something got left on the other side. Who knows?
Well, no one made you come after me.
I mean, the screaming innocents that your henchmen, mercenaries, I don't know, were chasing down kind of compelled me to step in and intervene.
Distraction.
Well,
Death. You first arrived killing our friend. That's the first thing you did. You rode in and killed Greg.
it's true.
Who?
You had dead people before you reached land.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
We do. That's what matters.
And that is the difference between us. We know the names of people that we intend to kill. So, what were you after?
So, I tell you what I was sent for, or you drop me down a hole. That's where we are.
Potentially. I mean,
Yeah.
And I don't
don't-
think that's our only question, though. There's going to be a bunch more things you have to tell us.
listen, I don't want it to go that way. I'm not saying this is desirable, Tommel, but I know, but I'm saying that I don't. I would love it if you would be reasonable and open, forthright with information.
What follows if I am reasonable, as you put it?
I mean, if you are willing to cooperate and help us deal with something that seems to want to tear down this city, then I am not entirely opposed to, options of rehabilitation and, reconciliation. If you're willing, but that's the big question, isn't it?
Tearing down. What is this place that's so beautiful that it shouldn't be torn down? If you came and there was a rubbish pile on the ashes of your old home, wouldn't you clear it away before rebuilding? Look at this place.
I would
It's-
fight very hard before my home turned to rubble.
And he did.
And then someone else moved in, Tommel. It's not a pile of rubble. It's homes. People. It's been thousands of years since your boy was running around ruling things. And if he thinks he can just come in and kill people because they're an inconvenience to him, and you co-sign that kind of behavior, what are we talking about here? Do you actually think that life is that meaningless?
He could just kill everyone in the city. These are warning signs. These are signals so that when the time comes, it doesn't have to be a bloodbath. When the time comes, people can realize there's no point in fighting him. He's too great.
There was a time when we were faced with an enemy that was deemed too great, too powerful, too all-consuming, everywhere, all at once, capable of wiping us out without a second thought. That didn't stop you, did it? From railing against the houses?
He'll put that to right. He's
So that
already
you can
well
have
on the way to putting that to right.
So you can have someone else whose boots you need to lick.
Someone has to be in charge. Someone has to rule. Better someone who understands that aberrant isn't a filthy word. That aberrant doesn't mean defective. That aberrations are how nature moves forward.
And we have been a part of changing the way people think about that already.
What, a neighborhood?
A city is the next.
And
We're on
then
the
one
verge
day
of
the
having-
12 will vote to set aside all that propaganda about the War of the Mark and make nice with us and stop trying to terrify people about us.
That's the hope.
And the reason we weren't just hunted down like animals is because there are things that can hold the houses accountable. Governments, rulers, cities. You're proposing rule by someone who is accountable to no one. How do you know once you're no longer useful? How do you know if he just wakes up feeling poor one day?
He's
You
not
won't be cast
capricious. He has a sense of honor. It's not... His behavior isn't random. It isn't arbitrary. It isn't like the houses. It isn't like Blackwheel.
You're joking, right? Falco, Soren, so many members of the houses did so many things in the name of honor. I've seen the worst brutalities committed by honorable people.
Falco hated us because he knew we were better. He was a sad old man. He knew he was outmatched. He had a cudgel and a badge. And he liked using them. I don't know what he called it, but it wasn't honor.
And I don't know what your guy calls it. I don't care what he calls it. It's not honor. People died in that earthquake. People died in the Sagwin attack. The only reason people didn't die when you all tried to tear down the nest is because we were there. If you're willing to kill innocents to get what you want, I don't want to be a part of what you have in mind. And I thought you were better.
My understanding is that we're not the ones who did irreparable damage to the nest on that occasion.
You were the reason it happened, though.
You could have stepped aside and let Callan take what he was sent for, which belonged to Kulsir in any case.
Once upon a time, maybe.
And we could have stepped aside and let the Sagwin slaughter the innocent people as part of your distraction.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't do that. That was the point. You deal with the Saugan, be heroes, and I'd go about my business. Get what I was sent for. No unnecessary mess.
Except the blood of people that did nothing wrong. Just that mess.
Perhaps if all of you had focused on the Saugan problem.
It started with blood. Before you reach the shore.
So is it just your hatred of the houses? Is that what's gotten you here? Like, you mad that Falco was mean to you?
I was part of something. I had a tribe and a clan, and I was raised to be a warrior of the Valinor. And on the day I was to have my ancestor choose me, this happened to me. And when they saw my mark, nothing else mattered. They sold me. All that talk, what it meant to be Valinor. They sold me to Blackwheel. No, it's well beyond the houses. It isn't just the houses. It isn't just people confused or tricked by the houses, and if we just show them the truth about how nice we can all be, it'll all be all right. People see what we are, and they are afraid of us. And they want us to hide it and be ashamed and live in the shadows or work as mercenaries or assassins. Kulsir will make the world that we can walk free in everywhere, not just in the little neighborhoods that we've made friends, not just because we have
as
the
a
patronage.
mercenary and an assassin.
I'm
Through
not
fear.
Who's
paid.
really just a slave.
He rules through fear, Tommel. Your complaint is that everybody is afraid of you, and you want to be ruled by someone who rules with fear.
I'm not afraid of him.
That's a bad mentality for a slave to have. You did not choose to fight us after the earthquake. You were taken away from your right mind and had your decision-making taken from you in that moment. That wasn't
Not
you.
by him.
Oh, so there's a slave above you, slave. So you're going to be slave here over other slave.
The only person who manipulated my mind in that moment is here.
To make you attack us.
No.
To turn you against us. Further and further away from what you know is right.
If he wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Instead, he wanted to watch you try.
He wanted to see what you can do.
At the sacrifice of
To
you?
use us.
How is this different?
We can
Dora
leave.
sends you out to do things. You go.
We're empowered to say no.
Yeah. We choose.
without fear of retribution.
We have input.
We
Went.
also don't kill innocent people. What happened? We knew you in Black Wheel. Surely you remember. You were the
Yes.
older one, the one who helped us
Yes.
when we were afraid because we had been taken into Black Wheel.
Sent
Yes.
away from a tribe.
Yes.
So what happened to where you're so far away from where we
How
are?
am I far from that? I'm trying. I've been trying to tell you this whole time. I'm working to a world where we won't have to be afraid of anyone.
We don't want to be over anybody. We want to be equal with everybody.
We also don't want to bow to him. We don't want to bow to anyone. And also, I'm not going to align myself with somebody who has consistently tried to take Shade away from where she wants to be, using you as a tool to try and kidnap her. And penetrate her mind against her will.
That is rich coming from you.
I was just trying to get you away from a bad situation. Didn't want to hurt you. But yeah, sure. Call me a hypocrite.
When we removed Shade, did we hurt her?
I don't know, Shade. I wasn't there.
I was fairly
dead.
injured.
After being taken away?
No, just my brain hurt.
Well then.
But that's not my information to share, and it's not yours to take.
Well, this is fun. This is a nice reunion.
We know there's a better way to go about this. If you're not interested in hearing it.
I just want to know what you were going to the city to get. And also, if you have any tips on how to defeat Kulsir. I'm not interested in joining your coup or listening to how you're going to make people fear us in the same way that they already fear us, but with a different person in charge.
It's not a coup when the rightful ruler returns.
I'm sure that's
As
what
for when I was in the city. When was this? How long was I dead?
Not too long.
Make a deception check, Eric. I wish the skill was called obfuscation, which is more what you're doing.
25.
Nice.
We needed to retrieve something from under the city. The
What?
Saugan were to keep you busy. A corpse.
What was it?
I suppose. Cardane.
Who's that?
An elf from a very long time ago.
Oh, one of Colsear's slaves?
Not a slave. A member of his court. His artificer.
And what does he want with him?
Carden outlived the Dominion. Most of what House Cannith takes credit for is premised on Carden's creation forges that were found out in the jungles. House Cannith just worked out how to turn them back on. But once Carden is with Colsear again, they won't answer to House Cannith, but to their true master.
Where's the body? And don't say under the city. Be more specific.
It's in his tomb, which is, in fact, under the city.
Under what part of the city? Where were you headed when we stopped you?
Well, I was headed right here into Cross.
All right.
It's funny, we met not far from where we were headed. Once.
All right.
I was to find my way back down with Mirren and retrieve Carden. Take him back to Colsear.
So Tommel, I mean, I guess the long and short of it is, like, we obviously are going to fight tooth and nail to stop Colsear from sacking the city. It's been a pretty foregone conclusion at this point. Did he
Doesn't have
promise
to
you-
go that way.
It does.
It doesn't.
The alternative is to let him do what he wants, right?
Yes. The
Exactly.
city does not have to be fought over.
But you know, people are there are going to be people that resist this. Stormreach is a city built upon freedom from rulers. Like, that's the whole reason people came here. Of all the cities you could pick to install an authoritarian ruler over.
Nice job.
Thank you. You picked the worst possible city.
This
I know it was his city
No
first.
one.
Blah, 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 blah.
no one will require anyone to stay within his dominion. If the people don't want to live under the rule of the rightful ruler of these lands, they don't have to.
And go where?
They can go.
We came here. This is the last city of refuge. This is the end before the jungle. Like,
You have nothing to fear from Colsear.
But
I
Colsear
have
himself.
a lot to fear. Right. Death of
He has
loved
no
ones,
interest
death of
in
me.
harming aberrants.
But we
Just
don't
owning
only
them.
care about aberrants, Tommel.
He has no interest in randomly harming non-aberrants either.
That was just you? That was only you?
That was not random.
What did Greg do?
I don't know who Greg is. The attack
Then
was
how
not...
did you not randomly kill him?
First of all, I didn't kill him. I was not present when he died.
Oh, don't be pediatric right now. I don't need this.
Nailed it.
No, I didn't randomly kill Greg. Whoever Greg is.
Was. Rest in
Some
peace.
dear
Is that in
friend
the
of yours?
same way that
You don't remember
is that
how
in the
good it
same way
was
that
to be our
Colseer
friends?
isn't going to kill everybody else? He's just going to let other people do it, and then you're going to say Colseer didn't kill them? I know. I'm tired of it too.
Colseer, once his dominion is reestablished, there will be no reason to kill people who do not resist him.
The problem is, it's not his anymore, Tommel. He lost. He died. Other people moved in. And people will fight him to keep it. So don't act
They
like
will
this
lose.
is a coronation of him reclaiming what's rightfully his. He lost it. Couldn't hold on to it.
And he will lose. The people who stay here and try to defend will lose. Who try to hold this city. A bunch of pirates. They took it by force themselves. Don't act as if this is the ancestral homeland of the Amarin family.
It's the homeland of a lot now.
And they can stay.
And those without homes.
But it won't be theirs anymore.
It's not theirs already. It belongs to the Stormlords. We live at the whim of corrupt politicians.
Not all of us.
I think you're overestimating the power the Stormlords have in the city, Tommel. Which makes sense. You seem to love big bad authoritarians that rule with an iron fist. Makes sense that you would think that's the only possible way. You're okay with this. You're okay with what Colseer wants to do. Not his end goal. I'm not saying, are you okay with him wanting aberrants to be able to walk free? You're okay with the method in which he is going to use to achieve that end. And you're okay being a part of it.
I've heard all the arguments. One day, they'll see that they were wrong. One day, it will all be fine. The problem is, between now and one day, the houses will create another Black Wheel program and exploit aberrant youth again. Or they'll find some way to just kill us all.
Tommel,
I'm just tired of waiting for one day.
one day has come here. Thora,
I walk around like this.
I walk around like this. I have a Khyber mark. It covers my whole body. Cannot hide it. Members of Dragon Marked houses have seen me. Regular people have seen me. Thora is currently unopposed.
Ask
on
what
her
Yorick
path.
Aminatu has been meeting with House Kenneth about.
The death monsters?
Not monsters anymore. You did something about that.
Death machines?
Far easier to replicate than monsters.
Okay. Never said everybody was okay with it, but I can walk around this city without fear currently. And
How
we're
long?
about to have an aberrant who's a member of that ruling class of the city.
How long will that last?
Even if it's just your one day, then we won.
That's so short-sighted. There needs to be...
You're dead. You're dead for him. You're alive because of us. Because we are wanting to do good. You're dead. You're out of long-sighted. It ended for you.
There are things worth dying for. We are worth dying for. A future for our kind is worth dying for.
We just have the courage to stick around and make sure it happens instead of dying for it.
I wasn't looking to die.
Your proposed future doesn't change people's perception of us. They fear us and use us in the way that you were saying, and Colseer's just going to do the same thing. People will still fear us, and he'll just use us. That isn't different than the bad that we've experienced. We have helped fix the bad that we have experienced.
For how many? How many aberrant marked have you helped?
More than 5.
Everyone we could so far. How about
And
you?
that's wonderful. He can help so many more. What can we not do with more? Well, think of what you've done. What can we not do with more power?
But your definition of help is different than our definition of help.
It's not.
It's not the same.
How not?
Our
You
help is
only-
He
at
wants
the
them to be
expense of others.
safe. He wants them to be safe. What would you do if someone showed up at this school meaning harm to to those children?
He showed
Defend them.
you.
Kill them.
That's how he would use his power.
That's not how he's used his power.
No,
thus
he wants
far.
to storm the school and kill everything there.
He
And
has
then
no interest
say
in
it's
harming
safe.
your school.
Well,
Well,
no,
the
it was an
earthquake harmed the
analogy,
school.
just like you used an analogy for someone coming to the school. But yes,
No,
the
I
earthquake.
meant the school.
Oh, we were literally speaking.
Yes.
I was not.
House Cannith and one of the Stormlords are planning how to send machines to kill you and everyone else here. Why are we making nice with those people? They deserve to die. They deserve to die for sitting down and drawing a prototype of that. They deserve to die for having the thought, wouldn't it be nice if we could use a machine to kill all the aberrants? He'll make it happen.
Trading the danger of that for being his slave.
No
It's
one
not
is talking.
freedom.
You're the only people using the word slave.
Because you're too scared to admit it's what you are.
He doesn't own
Care
me.
about you.
What does it look like? You say he's going to take over the city. What does that look like?
In his preference, he arrives, the city surrenders itself to him, and becomes once again a part of his empire as it was long ago.
What happens the day after that?
Right. He rules in what way?
Probably not from here. He'll, as rulers of every kingdom do, install someone to run the city.
No, I'm talking about, is he
Aberrants,
going to
unsurprised.
maintain
Yeah.
all of the trade arrangements that the Stormlords have with the Five Nations currently?
I don't see why he wouldn't trade with the Five Nations. The Colseer Dominion traded with other lands long ago.
And what about the nations that have vested interest in the houses and their trade arrangements with Stormreach? Would he trade with the houses?
No, he'll do what the houses would do.
And so then those trade agreements would be broken with the 5 nations and their
Fine.
allegiances to the houses.
What do we need with that?
And so all of the dragon shards that are down here in Zendrick that the 5 nations rely on import from Zendrick for, and the fees that Breland collects on adventuring licenses and things like all of the financial interest.
All the ways in which all the ways in which they exploit the resources of this continent and legitimize grave robbing. Yes.
So they'll be okay
Yes.
with that being broken.
I expect not. The difference.
So then they'll attack.
Maybe.
And then what'll happen
They'll
to the innocents
lose.
in the city? But what'll happen to the innocents when they attack?
They'll be defended by Kulsir and his
From a
people.
situation he created.
You may as well say, when House Kenneth sends their murder machines to kill the children in this building, Thora created the situation. How dare she set up a school for aberrants here? If Kulsir
You understand.
restores his dominion over this city, refuses to do business with people who have tried to kill his kind, and they attack as if they're the aggrieved party, you're going to say it's his fault? If you're mugged walking down the street because you have goods, is the mugger the aggrieved party defending himself from you flaunting your wealth in front of him?
You keep saying very different things like you think they're the same.
You just said that if Kulsir... I can't believe you just said this. You just said that if Kulsir refuses to do business with the houses, the 5 nations will be justified in attacking Stormreach.
I made no justification. I just
Then
talked you
how
through
is
the
it
logical
Kulsir's...
next step.
Then how is it
of
Kulsir's
Kulsir's
fault?
actions.
Yes, you're right. If murderous people come and attack the city, they might successfully kill some innocent people. How will that be Kulsir's fault?
I'm just saying it's preventable if Kulsir isn't the one that takes over the city.
All right, fine. If all of us walk into the sea, any future violence against aberrants is also prevented.
That's very different. I mean, Kulsir could have come back to life and stayed in his obsidian city
That's
and
true.
minded his own
We
business.
could surrender and go back to Blackwheel. That would also work. Yes. Or submit ourselves to experimentation by House Vatalus.
Tom, we're minding our own business. We're where we want to be. And we're
Kulsir.
good. If he wants to sit on his throne in the Obsidian City and enjoy being alive again, bully.
This is
But
not...
he's trying to take something.
Yes. He's trying to restore his dominion, which will be a safe place for aberrants from everywhere, not just the half dozen you've scraped together.
So far.
I haven't felt safe since he's been trying to take back this dominion. I've been personally put in lots of danger directly caused by you and his plan. Is that the
You could
safe I get to live under?
You could mind your own business, since that seems to be the proposed policy that keeps everyone safe. Is you could mind your own
This
business.
is my business.
All right. I'll propose a deal. Either, by now, Mirren has gotten Carden, or whatever happened after Shade cut my throat prevented her and she's gone. He needs nothing else from this city other than its surrender. So, until then, mind your own business. Take your own advice. Mind your own business. Interfere no more.
Until he comes to demand our surrender.
The city's surrender.
You do realize that our business has been defending our home. So to mind our business
Your
is to stop
home.
your owner.
This building has never been attacked by agents of Kulsir.
This city is our home. We're part of a community.
The kids
Of
in the
people.
school have parents in that city.
We have friends in this city.
I advise you
We
to
have-
bring them here.
We belong in this city.
I agree.
We already belong in this city. And we did it.
And we're free in this city.
For now.
More than I
Just
can say
until
for
someone
you.
finds...
You're someone. Just until you're someone.
No. Just until someone finds a way to not have to tolerate free aberrants.
And we'll fight them the same. Because that's our business.
Just waiting for the next thing. You're just waiting. You're just reacting. He's going to finish it. There won't be a next time once he's regained his throne. There won't be a next time. There won't be a next time that the houses come up with a new plan to exploit or kill aberrants. There won't be one. And the Five Nations can have as many dragon marks as they
Because-
want. The houses can't. As many dragon shards as they want. The houses can't. Or the houses can
There
accept
won't be a
his
next
terms.
time because what? What is he going to do about it?
Anyone who goes after aberrants will be his enemy.
What happens to the aberrants that go after him? He's going to protect them?
Right?
If they stop, yes. If an aberrant attacked your school, you'd stop them.
If an aberrant attacks our city, we stop them.
It's not your city yet. It could be.
It's true. It doesn't belong to us, but we belong to it.
I wish I could make you see.
Same.
So what's his plan then? Once he has this corpse, resurrect the artificer and build engines of war, assemble an army and march on the city. You already know that the Sulatar Drow are hanging around.
He doesn't. Kenneth needs dealing with. He doesn't need more soldiers to march on the city. The city has no military.
So go deal with the
The city guard is
Cannon.
nothing. The Iron Watch, something. House Dinneth will make money off of defending the city, and I welcome that. Be an opportunity for a reckoning with them. Kenneth
So
needs
deal with-
dealing with first.
The Cannith facility making the death machines and then attack the city.
As I have said, he doesn't want to attack the city. He's hoping, I'm hoping, that the city will see reason. No damage needs to be done further. No one else needs to die. Not one blow needs to be struck. The city belonged to Kulsir. His statue's still standing over it. It will be great and prosperous, as it once was.
Ari just turns to the other two. So, what do we do with him?
Nothing good, I hope.
Has Thora been down here this whole time, Philip?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's watching.
Thora, any thoughts on what to do with him?
He believes all of it.
Yeah. Just wondering, do we stash him somewhere?
This operation
I
was your
think he could
idea?
still be useful.
What do you want to do with him?
I agree with Shade. I'm inclined to stick him in a room that he can't get out of and keep him alive enough. Pog, thoughts?
No good ones, no.
Fair.
I don't think I'm thinking the right way to vote anything right now.
Yeah. Let's stick him somewhere in case we come up with anything else we need to ask him.
All right. There's that room I locked you in. Should do.
Yep. All right. However, we need to get the cot down
You can
and
do that.
slid into
Sure.
that room. Ari
Okay.
reaches in his bag and pulls out a single serving of rashes and tosses them on the floor next to Tommel's head. And
Serving of rashes. That's disgusting. What kind of monster are you? Keep that in the pocket with your eyeball.
Yes. Seasoning, you know? Texture.
I know what you meant. I just-
yes. And then shut the door.
Okay.
Once the door is shut. Okay, so we got the body that might still be around. Although Mirren might have already gotten it. But it sounds like if we want to deal a blow, heading to that Cannith facility and attacking them there would be a way to deal a blow not in the city. Thora, do you
To
know where
save.
that place is?
No, but there's probably someone we could ask.
Have you heard anything from him?
No,
Okay.
he hasn't contacted me.
Thoughts?
Stop
you two?
dancing.
I mean, that's the best I got out of that conversation. Other than he's beyond hope. But
Should we try to find the corpse and destroy it?
I would be inclined to investigate the corpse real quick. And
I
then,
think that has to be first.
yeah.
We know that's where she was headed.
Yeah.
We need to know if she got there.
Yeah. It's below Cross. I'm not familiar enough with the ruins of this city. How fruitless do we think just going down there and poking around would be? Is it too much to investigate?
Do you have any maps in the library, Thora, of what was before here?
Possibly.
He didn't
It was.
didn't he say we met close to it?
He and I ran into each other close to it. It would be in the Stormhammer, Danel's Wrath territory. I remembered nearby where that was. That's what I think he was referencing.
You guys met him
So
when you came out of the ruins with the Rubble Warren gang.
with the kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. We know where some tombs are
Yeah.
that they were
Yeah.
heading towards.
Let's hope we don't run into those bugs again. But yeah, we can.
Or that we
It's
do.
probably worth investigating, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's a low probability of success since, I mean, you successfully bluffed him, but it was a day.
Yeah. And it's been some time. If Mirren went after the body, she definitely got it. But she might have beat feet after Tommel died. We don't know.
Possibly.
And while we're doing that, can you see if you can figure out where that Kenneth facility is?
I'll see if he answers. He hasn't answered
Okay.
me in a while.
Okay. Go team.
Yes. Go.
How are we all
Yeah.
doing? Real quick check-in. We good? No, that sucked, but
Not good. I think I'm really scared.
it's totally fair. Would going and doing something to help protect the city make you feel better?
Only one way to find out.
Okay. Head out.
Is there on the door to his cell, is there like a pass through? Anything to look in on the room?
Yeah.
As the other two go up, I'd like to slide that open.
All right.
And next to him, have my my echo arrive. And
Okay.
I would like for him to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's not good. 11.
My echo leans into his ear and whispers, and as it dissolves, Tommel is frightened. And I close the door and follow the group up.
Wow. Okay. So as you all get to the entrance with Thora, she says, I need to say something about what happened down there. I murdered people for work. And not just bad people. Inconvenient people. Dissidents. High-ranking military men. People got hurt who weren't my target. I killed bodyguards who were just doing their jobs. No one's beyond hope. And she turns and walks back into the mansion. And that is where we will leave this episode. Woo! Fun, lighthearted.
Wow.
Good times. Good times, everyone. Whew. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you'll find links to all of our contacts in the description down below. Links to the Geek Pantheon YouTube page where you see Eric doing TTRPG videos. Link to Colin's Twitch where he is sorry BTR, the O in that being a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers most Fridays lately. We're trying. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.